Quite frankly, Billy, I'm very disappointed in you. And if you're wondering how I know, it was because the station master was told by his janitor at the station. It turns out he was working outside at one of the stations, and he noticed your arrival and noticed your behavior towards the passengers and how you insulted both Annie and Clarabelle. But you don't understand. Annie and Clarabelle, they're filthy. They're horrible. I think we heard enough from you, Billy. Especially because you are dead wrong about Annie and Clarabelle. Both Annie and Clarabelle have been a wonderful inspiration to our railway, and they will remain that way for years to come. Oh, and you should also know that it's very wrong for you to snap at your passengers only because they didn't agree what you thought about Annie and Clarabelle. And due to your rude remarks to the passengers and these beloved coaches who have worked on this railway longer than you have, I have no choice but to revoke your privilege of pulling passenger trains on this island. What? You can't do that, sir! Please, give me another chance! After this crap you pulled today? I don't think so. You're going straight to your shed, and you're going to stay there. As for you, Annie and Clarabelle, you're just going to wait right here. Stanley's going to come by, and he'll take you back to the yards. Now go, Billy, and I don't want to see you for the rest of the night. That night at Tidmouth Sheds, all the engines were very, very cross. Can you believe the way he acted to the passengers? It's disgraceful, disgusting, despicable. Yeah, and even though he lost his position in passenger trains, I'm surprised Sir Top Hamm Hat is still letting him work on this railway. Ah, evening, Stanley. What brings you here? Sleep, of course, but to also tell you guys this. Annie and Clarabelle really miss Thomas already, like we do. Apparently, as I was shunting them to their shed, they were whispering to themselves on how much they missed Thomas. I guess Thomas really meant something to them, as he did to all of us. Yes, admittedly, Thomas was very, very good with passengers. And he also really liked taking care of passengers. And, admittedly, he was really good at shunting trucks and hauling freight for all of us. And now we still have Billy, who will pretty much muck up everything like he did with the passengers. I'm not really looking forward to having him as a shunter in the yards. And Percy was right, for the next day, Billy was very rude, selfish, and outright stubborn. Billy would often give rude remarks to each and every one of the engines, and always tell them that whatever they were doing was wrong, even if they were just pulling only one or two freight cars. And every time, Billy would always holler, "You have to see it my way!" To which they responded with, "Well, not everything's about you." What was worse is that whenever Billy would shunt freight cars together, there wouldn't be enough time to couple up the freight cars properly. Instead, they'd be left behind, meaning engines would have to pick up after him to avoid confusion and delay. Percy was especially getting tired of it. Hello, Percy. I can see Billy forgot the milk again. Tell me about it, and I'm getting sick of this crap. Literally, every single milk carton, or freight car, or coach that has been forgotten due to Billy, I always have to collect it for him. I'm basically cleaning up for this prat. I can see that, and by this point I'm not even surprised anymore. But I do have an idea that might surprise you. Really? What is it? Why don't you go and take my freight cars up at the quarry, and I'll clean up after Billy for a little while. Really, Toby? You'd do that for me? Of course, Percy. All we have to do is just check with our crew and see if they're okay with that. To all which reluctantly agreed. Thank you, Toby! You're welcome, Percy! Mavis was there shunting freight cars. She was also quite surprised to see Percy.
Percy, what brings you to the quarry? You have no loads to take.
You're right. I'm here to take Toby's freight cars for him.
Wait, what? Why?
Because I'm getting tired of Billy's crap and misbehavior, so Toby was so kind to volunteer to take over for me. And I would take over for him.
Okay, well, if that's the case, Toby's freight cars are all lined up. They're on the third line to your right. All you have to do is shunt them all together as one.
Awesome! Thank you, Mavis! But the trucks were not very pleased to see Percy. You see, when Toby was in charge of the quarry, the trucks would listen to him because he knew what to do. But Percy rarely showed up at the quarry, which made the trucks believe that he wasn't as well experienced as Toby. Oh right, I think I'm ready to go! But just then, a workman quickly approached Percy. Wait, Percy! We actually forgot to give you one more truck. It's on the other end of the line. Can you go get it? Of course! I'll be right back.
This is Toby's place, Percy. You have no right to come here and push us around.
I have an idea. When you guys get the chance to, push and bump Percy around as much as you can.
Yeah, good one. That way we'll see how he likes it.
Pay Percy back. Pay Percy back.
Come along. No nonsense.
But we'll give you nonsense.
As they were reaching their destination, they came across an important sign. Railroad crossing. Brakes, driver, please! But before they could activate the brakes, the truck started playing their tricks. Oh wait, what the... Help! The man on duty at the crossing was able to halt all traffic, but he didn't have enough time to switch Percy down the other track. Desperately trying to grip the rails, Percy slid into the yard. And the caboose was smashed into pieces. But luckily, no one was hurt. And more importantly, how the hell did I get up here? The next morning, Toby brought the workmen from Old Slow Coach to help clean up the mess. Billy also brought down the breakdown train to help out. As for Sir Top Hamm Hat, who was on board, spoke severely to Percy. So, Percy, let me ask you something. Did you like spending the night out here? No, I did not. You wouldn't believe the noises I heard last night. Well, to start off, I'm sorry for leaving you out here, Percy. I couldn't get the crew out in time yesterday. But I will tell you one thing. You put us in quite the awkward predicament. Oh, so it's gonna be a lot of pressure? Well, yes and no. You see, yes, because I only have Toby at the moment. But no, because that's the other thing. You're lucky I didn't have to get a replacement for you, Percy. Wait, you don't need another replacement? Why? Does that whistle answer your question?
Thomas, we're so glad to see you again.
I'm happy to see you both too, and we're just in time. We need to get ready for our passenger train. Let's go! And soon, Thomas, Annie, and Clarabelle were ready to leave for their passengers. And Percy left with Toby to be mended. And as the day continued, Annie and Clarabelle told Thomas all about Billy. No, please tell me you're joking.
I'm afraid you're wrong, Thomas. He told us that we were just as old as decomposing meat in a bag. That's not all. He told the passengers how blind they were just for saying we're still in good condition.
Well, I never. I'm surprised Sir Top Hamm Hat is still letting him run on this railway. And what's worse, I can't believe he would say stuff about you lovely coaches. And I don't just mean that as a compliment. I mean this as in, I don't just see you as coaches. When I first arrived on Sodor, the both of you and Edward were the only ones who were ever there for me. All the other engines like James and Gordon did nothing but tease me. You taught me all about the breakdown train. You helped me understand the importance of our passengers. And you even helped me with that big fear I had of the difficult bends. What I'm trying to say is I don't just see you as coaches. I see the both of you more like family. And I would be lost if I didn't have coaches like you to teach me how to be polite like I am to this day.
Oh, Thomas, no wonder you're such a sweet little engine. Indeed, so polite, caring, and thoughtful. You're even the reason why this branch line is successful. Right, Clarabelle? Indeed, much better than James.
Hey! Thank you, Annie. And thank you too, Clarabelle. And the best part is that I'm happy I've met you, and how you both will be in my life for as long as I live on Sodor. And for the rest of the day, the three continued having fun on the branch line. But their fun would soon come to a halt, whereas Billy would have to stay for Percy. For he was going to make things on the branch line become very difficult.